First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to those apostles and elders from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, this brother Dawah Bar from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming right back at you with a little lesson. And as you see on my phone screen here, I got a TV show. It's on Netflix. It's on a few other places called The Originals. If brothers are not familiar with it, and you few sisters who might watch, it's about vampires. It's a TV show about vampires. It's a branch off of the vampire series called the Vampire Diaries. Actually, this was way better. And it's set in New Orleans, which is highly spiritual in itself. It goes into voodoo and a lot of things. But the main thing I want to talk about this is if you look on the picture, you'll see kind of like to the right, you'll see a brother. He's next by the wolf at the bottom. And then you see the other so-called white people. Now, in this brother, his name is Marcel. What ended up happening is the guy all the way to the left, you see Marcel. To the far right, you see the white guy sitting down next by the two ladies. That's Klaus. Now, Marcel was 12 years old, something like that, when Klaus ran into him. He was a little boy. And Klaus liked him because he was defiant, and he threw a rock at or apple at the slave master during that time, which was in 1810. And what Klaus did was raised him as a boy until he got a certain age, and then he turned him into a vampire. And during that time, they treated him like one of them. They said, "You are just like us, like a brother." So that's how they treated him. Now, skip ahead to the time, if brothers haven't looked at it, you might. This is kind of like a spoiler alert for a part of the show. What ended up happening is Marcel, the brother, ended up finding not a cure, but if he drank this particular liquid, which was the only one of its kind, he will become an uber vampire. He'll become super strong, nothing can stop him. And he was always at odds with the Michelsons, the people who adopted him, especially especially one of the brothers, really two of them, Cole and Elijah. Now, Elijah is the one that's in the middle. Now, before he took it, Elijah killed him because they don't never want nobody that's powerful than threatening them. Elijah killed him before he took it. But Elijah didn't know that he already took it. And he was already a uber vampire. He was much, much stronger than all of them put together. But the whole point of the matter is he always complained about, they always say, always and forever, I'm one of y'all. And somewhere during almost at the end of the show, they reminded him that you're not one of us. And that's the point I really want to get at. I know it's a roundabout way of looking at something, but when I looked at the episode a few days ago, it caught my attention because it's always like how people always want to, you so-called blacks always want to be a part of some white people shit, some so-called white people bullshit. You always want to be joined to them. You always want to be a part of their shit. You always want them to love you and all this other shit. Fuck them. They never will. And that's what they exactly told him. Cole, one of the brothers that's a vampire of the so-called white guys, told him, man, you was never a Michelson. Why don't you get over it? And you never will be. And that's what he told him. And, I know this kind of long-winded, but it kind of reminded me of the scriptures, like how our people just want to be a part of it, just want to sit up here and trust and be a part of these so-called white people's world, man. You're not. They don't give a fuck about you. Quit trying to be something. Fuck these motherfuckers. They're going to be destroyed once they serve their time in slavery after 1,000 years. Fuck these motherfuckers, man. They never gave a damn about you. Fuck these motherfuckers. The Lord said they're an enemy. Never trust thine enemy. Fuck the enemies. You know what King David said in his thing? I hate them that hate you. That goes for you 2/3 as well as these fucking Edomites. And this show just, when I looked at it, it caught my attention. It made me want to do a video on it. So with that, I'm just going to bring out a few scriptures. I know this kind of like a little bit of an odd video, but it just caught my attention. And that's all. And really, it's just Our people just love these motherfuckers so much and just want to be a part of their lives so much. They just can't let them go. And that's what Marcel loved these guys so much and wanted to be a part of their life until they showed him who they really were and that he didn't mean shit. So with that, let me grab a few scriptures. Now, the first scripture I want to sit up here and grab is, what is that, Jeremiah? Real quick, I'm going to grab Jeremiah real quick. There's that 2. In 33, it says, why trimmest thou way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Why trimmest your way to seek love from these goddamn devils? Why? Fuck them. You know, we're about to sit up here and get salvation. We're about to get the kingdom. We're about to get everything. We're about to get everything, you know. And you seeking love from a group of people that never loved you, that still treat you like shit, you know. It just drove me crazy when I looked at that episode. Like, man, what the fuck? They proven to you time and time again you don't mean shit, and you still want to cry, you know. And I recommend, brothers, if they get a chance to, just look at the first season. You know, I forget how many episodes it is. I think it's like 10 to 12 episodes in the first season. I could be a little off. But even with the first season, you'll sit up here and see exactly how this brother, what he did, what he accomplished on his own. And then when all of a sudden, when they show up, it's like, man, just, dude, you didn't, you will understand if you look at it, man. It's just, you just be looking at our people like, man, what the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? But our people just love to seek attention and then just want some type of sort of response from these motherfuckers. You know, get tired of it. You know, trimming our way to seek love. Doing everything you can to seek love from these motherfuckers. And also, and that goes for doing it with the 2/3 too. You'll bend over backwards and do everything you can to try to seek love from some people. They're going to be destroyed. They don't sit up here and believe in this truth. These white motherfuckers are the devil, man. The Lord created them to He created them to be our whooping stick, and he created him to show his power when he gets ready to destroy their ass. So, man, quit worrying about these people, man. And that's a lot of reasons why a lot of people are going to get destroyed. You trust in the system, you trust in these goddamn devils, and you're going to be destroyed with them. And it's Isaiah 30. It says, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down to Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And that's our people, man. You trust in these damn devils, you continuously trust in these damn devils. And guess what? Y'all gonna trust in them, y'all gonna take that MOTB, and you're gonna be destroyed. That's our people. You want to sit up here and follow behind these group. You want to it says envy not it says envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. I gotta look for that, but because that's our people, man. They envy this damn devil, and sit up here and think and want to live his life with him. Motherfucking devil ain't about to let you live his life, and even if you do get a piece of whatever he has, there's always consequences to it. Same way with Marcel in that TV show. Always consequences to sitting up here having a piece of their life. And he paid a lot of the consequences for it. Damn idiot. But either way it goes, man, you just got to sit up here and understand, man, that's how people want to sit up here and put all they trust in this goddamn fool. Actually, that's another thing. Envy not the oppressor. Let me look that up. Salakia, brothers. Proverbs. I'll just read it from here. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Don't envy these motherfuckers, man. Yeah, when you sit up here and look at what these white people got, especially before I came into this truth, I was like, damn, man, looking at everything, man, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do this. You sitting up here understanding that, man, I'm at the bottom of the totem pole and all this other stuff. Here it is. You wishing you could be these motherfucking superstars and all that stuff. But now you sitting up here learning all the bullshit they got to go through. You wish all this stuff until you sit up here and see. When you come into this truth, now your eyes is open. This is just temporary riches. This is bullshit. We're about to have an everlasting kingdom, everlasting love, everlasting life, everlasting riches. We're about to have fun, real fun, true fun, in a righteous kingdom. Man, fuck this wicked ass kingdom, man. And fuck these people. And fuck 2/3. Because they love this place. They want this place to continue on. You want to continue in a place that ain't nothing but death all around you. Damn idiot. But that's the way it is. That's our people. Want to sit up here and love this goddamn place. But it says what? Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. These devils, don't envy these devils. Their time is coming to an end. It's about to be over for them. And we're about to have a righteous, beautiful kingdom. There was a scripture I had in my mind in the calendar, and now I sit up here and lost it. Oh boy. Oh, and see, here you go. This is what I was going to sit up here. This is the scripture. I found it. What is that? Ezekiel. Our people, man, too stupid. This is Ezekiel. It says Ezekiel Salakia. Damn, KJV. This is Ezekiel 35 in the KJV. I think I had it on the KJ, whatever that was. I might have had it on the wrong one, but this is Ezekiel 35:1. It says, Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And Mount Seir is where the Edomites used to live. So when it says Mount Seir, it's talking about the dwelling place where the Edomites used to be. They got ran into the Caucasus Mountains. And it says, And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord thy power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. And see, there it is, a perpetual hatred. These motherfuckers ain't gonna never stop hating you. They ain't gonna never stop hating you. Never stop hating you. Yeah, they're gonna say all sorts, and see, and what's the other scripture? It says their words are smoother than butter, or smoother than oil, but yet they had their draws, they swords drawn. Yeah, these devils gonna sit up here and come to you with some good ass words, as all of some shit, and then they're gonna sit up here and fuck you over. And that's another good thing, man. Before I sit up here, man, Salakia, man, I'm hopping all over the place. So I'm gonna sit up here and say a little bit more about that show. So what ended up happening is, years ago, over 100 years ago, Klaus lived in New Orleans. He got chased out because he was afraid of his father. Now you got to understand, the originals is about a family, which was 5 siblings and a father. And what ended up happening is it was actually 6 siblings, but the younger one got killed by some werewolves. And since they didn't have the power back then, their mother was a witch. She made them into vampires by accident. She just wanted them to get some strength. But what ended up happening is, just like with anything that you fuck around with, it backfired on them. Yeah, they got strength, but guess what? It cost them. Now they got to drink blood. Now they can't be in the sunlight. That's what happened. So they became vampires. And what ended up happening is, when they became vampires, yeah, they took out their revenge. But guess what? Now you killing people because you got to drink blood. But in doing so, one of them, which was their father, Michael, and that's funny, his name was Michael, he didn't drink the blood of humans. He killed vampires. He killed all the vampires throughout the years that they made. He made it his business to hunt down every vampire until he could kill all his children. And they were so afraid of him that they scattered all over the place. But what ended up happening is they settled in New Orleans. And when they settled in New Orleans, guess what? Marcel, the brother in the TV show, he became the head vampire in New Orleans when Michael chased all the siblings away. And he had law and order. He had everything in order. Everybody was underneath him. And as soon as Klaus heard of this, he came back. Now this was over 100 years later, and guess what? He ruled himself king of New Orleans. He took the spot from the brother, And see, that's the thing. They smooth words and all this other, and they seek to take your spot, man, and want to get rid of you. And that's what he tried to do. And that's how people for you. I mean, this TV show, man, even if you look at it from the entertainment value, it has a lot of spiritual value too. And, that's the other thing too, It's 5 seasons. It's a good show. I mean, it's a very good show. If you just, not just for the entertainment part, but just a lot of the stuff they show. And they show a lot of things, man. They show you a lot of voodoo. They show you a lot of, if you look at it with a spiritual eye, you'll get a lot of stuff out of it. And there's a lot of good characters in the movie, in the TV show. But let me go to Second Esdras, because this is what I want to sit up here. And not Second Esdras, but Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus, what is that, 12? Here it is. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Just like with the rust on it, it never goes away, man. It's still gonna be there, man. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. That motherfucker still gonna have wickedness, And it says, though he go humble himself, take heed and beware him. He ain't gonna change. He gonna still be the same motherfucker. But here it is. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Be pricked. To sit up here, for someone to sit up here and put a thought in your head to let you know, man, hey, keep this in mind. Don't trust this motherfucker. And that's the same way in that TV show, man. This motherfucker came back to New Orleans and took over the spot. After dude been holding it down for over 100 years, or about 100 years, however the case. You can't trust these motherfuckers, man. Set them next by you. But here it is. That's our people, man. They sit up here and trust these damn devils. And like I said before, this TV show is actually a pretty good TV show. I can't remember when it came out. Let me take a look at that. Let me look at that again. The originals. I can't remember when it came out. 2013. So from 2013 to the end of 2018, that's when all of it happened, man. Like I said before, it was a spinoff from Vampire Diaries, which I think came out in 2009, somewhere around 2000. I think it's 2009 or 2010. So either way it goes, but hey, it's a pretty good show. And like I said, it has a lot of spiritual stuff in it, man. But hey, man, we keep trying to tell our people, man, quit trusting these goddamn devils, man. They don't give a damn about you. I'm going to end it on this one. Let me go to Amos. And I know I'm all over the place. And, it might be a little, like I said, it's a little odd, probably a little odd lesson. But it says, thus saith the Lord. This is Amos 1:11. It says, thus saith the Lord. For 3 transgressors are eaten for 4. I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. Yeah, this place is about to be destroyed, man. Over here in America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great, over there where them false, fake-ass motherfuckers going to be destroyed, too. But here in America, this place going to be totally destroyed, wiped out. There ain't going to be no goddamn people over here no more. At least over there where them fake motherfuckers is, that place is going to be built back up. That's going to be refreshed, renewed. That's going to be our place forever. But this damn devil is going to be destroyed, man. He ain't sit up here and threw off his hate. His hate is still there. But people still want to put their trust in this motherfucker and still believe in all this, and believe and want to love this damn devil. And we say so-called white man, so-called black man, because, hey, look, first and foremost, you got to go by the spirit. You can't go by how a person look, because you're going to have chocolate-covered Edomites, and you're going to have what you would call vanilla-colored Israelites, if you want me to put it that way. You're going to have Israelites that look white, just like you're going to have Edomites that look chocolate and look black, or so-called black, because it goes through the father, And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's number. You know what? Actually, let me go ahead and grab it before I end it. You know, might as well just end it on that one because I think it's Numbers. And here it is. Yeah, it says Numbers 1 and 18. And it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upwards by their polls. So it's by the fathers, man. So if your father is a so-called Edomite man, that's what you are, even if you do look chocolate. You know, if your if yeah, your father, if you're an Edomite, even if you so-called chocolate, you're an Edomite. If you're Israelite, even if you look like you so-called white, but your father is a Israelite, whether it be Hispanic, so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, you're Israelite. Even if you do look like the other nations, you know. If your father is so-called black, Latino, or Native American, if you're Israelite, if his lineage go through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, no matter what you look, no matter what type of nation you look like, you still an Israelite. Same way, vice versa. You know, if you look like the other nations and your father goes back to Edom, or your father goes back to Moab, which is Chinese, if your father goes back to Ammon, which is Japanese, then that's what you are. Point blank, period. You know, you are who your father is. But with that, hey, look, man, you know, it's just a little something simple through the script, through the spirit, man. I was thinking about it. It just caught my attention, so I like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to those apostles and elders, Marie Millstone, who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways about it. Preaching the truth around the four corners of the earth and salutations to the hopeful that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we're almost up out of here. So with that, I like to say Kwam Yasharella and Abba Ball and Unyahabatham Alakim. Shalom.